Hello everyone and welcome to another premier draft of Crimson WoW and another bomb rare. Now there's also an upgrade and there's also wild spawn spider. I don't think I would take the spider first pick over the upgrade just because it is a two-color card and this is not only a monocolor card but also a splashable if I end up splashing. The thirst for discovery is also quite good, but there's no picking anything else than the Catilda here. Um, this is just a bit too good to pass up. And when you are white, you will have some number of spirits and enchantments, so this has a reasonable size, and it's only a 3 mana card. And then as an aura, it's also, it's just granting flying and lifelink, and at least +1/+1 because of course it counts itself as an enchantment. So it's just a very tough card to try to raise even because lifelink is wonderful in limited. Now it's also protection from vampires, which can just occasionally be an amazingly good ability because, well, it just if you know what protection does, it is pretty strong. A strong keyword, of course. Now this pack doesn't have anything white I'm interested in taking. There's couple of very decent uncommons, Runebound Wolf and the Wolf King Outcast. Problem with these is that they are not that great synergy, of course, with the Catilda. Now I'm not married to my first pick here, so I could still be, classic red-green, of course. But I could take something like a Lantern Bearer here, it would work very nicely in the Catilda deck. So maybe I'll take it. I could take the Runebound Wolf, hope red green is open, and then maybe we'll even the Wolf King Outcast if I'm really lucky. But maybe I should just try to get the Catilda to work. Someone took an uncommon, so there's no idea. I don't know what they're taking here. So let's take the Lantern Bearer, but man, if I get one of these things back as pick number 10, I'm gonna hate it. Alright, so Guardian Paladin is the best card here. The Lantern Bearer doesn't make me want to hope to blue-white just like that. Now, if there wasn't a Guardian Paladin, let's assume that is some bad uncommon. I would take the Drugskull Infantry over the Paris Blade Trainee, but here the Paladin is just so good that I'm taking it. I can easily just ignore the Lantern Bearer, no big deal. So let's take that. And then there's Odric, and why do I get an upgrade at pick number 3? Someone took an uncommon and a common over an upgrade. What common do you take over upgrade? This might be like one of the best commons in the set, if not the best. Okay, anyway. The decision is between the upgrade and the Drugskull Infantry, I think. And it's actually quite tough because I would really like to be green-white because of the Guardian Paladin. Now, if I take the upgrade, I would still be open to draft a red and white, for instance. So maybe the infantry is not good enough. I'll take the upgrade. If I'm getting a pick for upgrade, it might just mean that red is gonna be quite open here. Also, I'm not seeing any green here that's worth, picking, so maybe it was a good decision. This thing, creatures you counter with +1/+1 counters are pretty massive things, but it's not that easy to get a lot of +1/+1 counters in this set. It's mostly limited to creatures with training, and it's not easy to get a bunch of those and have them all get some counters. So here I think I need to... there's a Reckless Impulse, actually, I do like it, but there's also another Lantern Bearer. I'm not taking the Vampire Slayer, and yeah, I'm not taking the rare. There's a Vampire's Vengeance, which is not good in red-white. Okay, I'll take the Lantern Bearer. I can still be blue-white. Oh, I can be blue-red. I can have many things here, of course. And now, well, sad thing is that I did pass a couple of white Drugskull Infantry. So what's the card? The 2-drop Spirit with this step. But now I'm not seeing really anything that's great white. There's also a nice green card, the Hook Hand Mariner. I'm really this draft is really all over the place. Am I gonna take an Ancestral Anger and start picking those? I don't think it's the case. I'll take the green 4-drop number 2. It would be my second green 4-drop, but whatever. It's still I think the best option out of there. And yeah, these wolves are just coming. I guess a pick 7 Rich Wolf isn't really that big of a. it means red is somewhat open, but anyway, here it's gonna be the arm the Qatar, which I do like slightly more than the Bright Gown. It's just so massive pump effect, and you can really surprise your opponent. This is also a best of one draft, premier draft, so in best of 3, at least the opponent can expect this in game 2 and game 3, but there's no such thing, of course, in best of 1. And that said, I'm not gonna sideboard this thing out in best of 3 drafts just because of that. Alright, so now I'll take them. There's the Hearse, there's a Belligerent Quest, which I would take over the Hearse, I think, in this deck. But I'm taking the Drogskull Infantry now that I did get the Amticatars. I try to be white here. I have now 3 reasonable mono white cards, and then probably I'm gonna try to be white green, because now I'm seeing white and green cards. So is it gonna be the Sporeback Wolf or the Trainee? I think I like the Trainee slightly more here, especially because it does synergize with this. Now let's take that. And here we'll have nothing yet. Okay, I got the Runebound Wolf here. It's really insane. Well, not insane, but the red-green archetype is so good, and this is so good in it. Am I gonna take it? Or something like a Rural Recruit? I don't really know if I like the Rural Recruit here that much, but I don't think I like the Scorpion either. I'll take the green card, and because I have only Upgrade as the red card, and the Wolf isn't really that great in red-white, and I definitely, I mean, based on these white cards I have here, I'm most likely going to be white. And the Catilda is so good, and the other ones are reasonable. It's not like the other cards. I mean, I'm not really getting pulled to any other direction that heavily. I'm not sure about the green. I could still be red and white and blue, maybe even white and red. Okay, and the Rich Wolf comes here back. So now I might take the Dawn Heart Disciple. The train is okay, but I want to have these 2 power 2 drops, and the green-white deck will have usually a bunch of humans. So let's take these now instead of the trainee here. Millipede, I don't think I want to have multiple recruits. I don't think I have already 3 4-drops. I'll take the Millipede because it's the card I'm more likely to play than the 4-drop. Okay. Well, I mean, I already have the upgrade. So I'm taking the Halana and I'm gonna splash it. Maybe something like an Honored Elm comes back. I will take Evolving Wilds very high. And this pack doesn't even have anything. I mean, the white and green cards, they are like the Sealed Basher, and then there's a Spiked Ripsaw and a couple of these green cards. Yeah, I'm taking the Crazy Bomber, and with the upgrade, I actually have a good reason to splash for red now. I'll just pick Fixing very high now, because I think I still wanna be base green-white. Yeah. Okay, so I have actually one of these surveys already. It can somehow, I mean, it can fix, but I kind of want my fixing to be maybe some other kind. Here it's gonna be the Fierce Retribution. This is really decent spell in all kinds of decks, even in aggressive decks. And this deck won't be even that aggressive. It's more like a mid-rangey deck. So yeah, let's take the Retribution. It is the card to pick here. And I will ignore the blue cards now. I'm not gonna play the Lantern Bearers. I try to be green-white, splashing for red. Halana is yet another 4-drop, so I might be ignoring the... Well, I'm not gonna cut any cards yet, but the Rural Recruit and the Moldcraft Millipede are among the first cards to be cut. Alright, so late to rest. Human control. I have 6 out of 9 humans. There's a Hero of Hope. Oh, there's a Traveling Minister. I kind of missed that. Now there is an heirloom, but I'm assuming to get an heirloom. The earlier I saw, I mean the one I saw earlier, I don't still want to play like multiple of these. And I can also get the green 3-mana aura. That if you enchant a land, it makes the land produce any color, and you can also enchant a creature to give it +2/+2. But anyway, Traveling Minister is one of the better cards for I think any white deck, so it's a very easy pick there. And here is the Weaver of Blossoms, because it has the option to, you know, add green mana. So, well, yes, well, that too, but mostly like red mana for my splash. So creatures are not the most consistent in, you know, enabling your splashes, because creatures can get removed, but it's still better to pick this than the Griff Rider or the Apprentice Sharpshooter here. And there's the Nature's Embrace, which I might take here over the Grief Rider. Maybe it's just... Now the Grief Rider will be actually quite good in this deck though. The green cards are very good at training these guys to be bigger. And I guess this is pack 2, pick 5. I'm not gonna play like multiple of Nature's Embraces either, I don't think. So I will take the flying thing here and hope to still get the fixing. And I would really hope to have an Evolving Wilds. Or maybe the red-white land, the rare land. That would be very good too, and very lucky also. What is the Bleed Dry doing here? Don't know really, but... Well, I'll take the Officiant. Who knows? It actually does nerf us with this a bit, because at 5 mana you can obviously... At 5 mana you can obviously, you know, use the ability and get the trigger for this thing. Well, it's not a trigger, it's an as long as you have... Well, anyway, point is... It's slight synergy with that thing. Now, am I going to take the Disciple here or the Spore Crawler? I think I like the 2-drop here still. How many humans I have now? 10 out of 14 are humans, yeah. And here, yeah, this is not interesting. How many spirits there are? Like 2. Fine, I'll take Witch's Web. It's fine. A little trick here doesn't hurt. Alright, especially having the Halana and Alina partners. If I just took the like a Runebound Wolf early in the pack one, I would have maybe a pretty good red-green deck. But yeah, I like the Spiked Ripsaw in this deck, and now I can just take more cheap creatures. I'm not playing 2 of these, I have 1 picked here already, so I'll just take another Efficient, which I'm maybe unlikely to play as a 2 of as well. Well, I take the Late to Rest. Now I have a lot of humans, so I might actually play this just to test it. I'm not gonna need 2 of these equipment here. Yeah, I guess I have not a lot of more expensive cards than 4, so I guess I could play a bunch of 4 mana cards, because my curve kinda ends there, and I'm not sure about the Millipede, if I'm gonna play that or not. It's not really a self-mill deck, but yeah, maybe this will often be like a 4-4 to 5-5, and then it's not really good. So I can cut these and just play all the 4 drops, maybe. Okay, I got the Nature's Embrace now. I'm happy about this. This fixes my mana. That's great. And here there's a Dorothea. This is yeah, this is pretty sweet actually. I mean, of course not gonna be picked here, but it's one of the rares I haven't really gotten to play myself, at least not yet. Yeah, it's a good one. Here, oh, please, something for me. No, what is this? I know mulch is kinda fixing, at least it gets you closer to your red producing lands, but don't really think it's the thing. Blood Servitor. I'm not taking anything here. I'm not gonna play 2 Late to Rests either. I'll just take the rare. I'm not gonna play anything in this pack. I'm not gonna play 3 Unholy Officiants, and the Sanctify is not a best of 1 card. You just won't main deck that kind of card. Alright, so now we have an interesting decision here. I suddenly lost my ability to speak. Actually, multiple decent options. Paxson Pup. How many wolves I have? Or werewolves? Well, only 2. Okay, that's not gonna be a pup. The Wolf King Outcast, for same reason, not gonna play it. The Piercing Light is still... I mean, I don't have a lot of interaction. And I guess I could splash for Lacerate Flesh. And I could even play something like a Reckless Impulse. It does work on a splash. But I think I'm still taking the Mythic Rare because I mean, this might not be played, but maybe it will. I mean, I already have the... I already have the Nature's Embrace that can help me get to 7 mana. But I took it because it's a Mythic Rare and I'm still completing the set, so it felt like it's an okay pick there. Now, this is maybe not a Hero of Hope deck, but the Drogskull Infantry definitely can still take this kind of a 2-drop. Also, all the spirits and enchantments are gonna be making the Catilda slightly better. Another Arm the Katars. So do I not get any fixing? Not even the 3 mana artifact? I would be sad if that's the case. But yeah, let's just focus now on the things here. I don't think I want to play 2 Amtikatars. What is the pick here? Grief Rider, Militia Rallier. It could be any of these 3 drops or even the Sporeback Wolf, but I guess I have enough 2 drops. I'll take one of the 3/3s. Or maybe the Kindly Ancestor. I mean, it does work with Catilda also because it's a spirit. Okay, Child of the Pack. Now that I am splashing for red. could be picked here actually, but am I? It is really decent though. Droxcall Infantry would also be fine. How many 2-drops I actually have? Maybe not that many, in fact. I don't want to play the Officiant if I can just... Yeah, I think I'll take the Infantry for a couple of reasons. I have the Armed Cathars. It is good for the Catilda, and also I have the Spike Trips, so it just makes me want to have all the early drops. I don't want to miss making a turn 2 play here. But yeah, I could have splashed the red card, I think. The red-green card. Here, the Slinger isn't that amazing. I will take another Fierce Retribution easily. It's a pretty decent card. Okay, there is another Nature's Embrace, but there's also a Traveling Minister. So this will be a bit tough for my... I mean, maybe... Is this my last chance to pick something for to fix my mana? But I think I'll still take the Ministry. I just think it's just too good to ignore here. Oh, there's a Weaver of Blossoms. I'm very happy to get another one of these. This will make my... I'm still not sure if I'm gonna play 2 mountains. I think I need 2 mountains with all this fixing still. But it's fine. Okay, Mulch. Still not gonna play that. I'll just take the late rest, but yeah, I'm not playing 2 of them. I got the Wolf King Outcast, but it's actually not a card I'm gonna play here. It's gonna be a 6 mana card way too often. So I'll take the Reckless Impulse. Don't think I need the Snarling Wolf. No. I'll take the Reckless Impulse, which I could, I guess, splash. How about the Hero of Hope? It's actually with 2 Traveling Ministers, this will gain you 2 life each turn. Well, I don't need these other ones either, so let's pick that to consider playing it. Okay, there's another Militia Rallier, there's another 2-drop. The Wolf, though, maybe isn't... I'll take the Human Soldier here. Whatever, I'm not playing the Officiant. Not playing this one either. But boy, would I want to have... Would I want to have Evolving Wilds in this deck? Now, the Cartographer's Survey is something you could play. Top 7 2 land cards, so the red... I think I will play 2 mountains in this deck, with the fixing available. Well, let's put the survey there for now, but of course I have like 10 cuts to be made here. So it's probably gonna be cut here, but let's see how the deck looks like. The rest of these won't be played. I have 1 late to rest, that's the most late to... I mean, that's all the late to rests I'm willing to play here. And I might still be cutting it. Okay, I got a walled field there. Anyway, let's cut the lands. Now, you don't see me often be making a splash, but Halana and Alina is just so crazy good. And Upgrade is an amazing card to splash too. The Reckless Impulse might just be going away though. Don't think it's necessary. Okay, the Officiant goes away. How about the 2 mana creatures here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 6 is kind of like the minimum I'm somewhat happy to play. So, and I have these 2 1 mana creatures too, though. But yeah, I'm not gonna cut any 2-drops here. Definitely not. I don't have a lot of training here, by the way. As you can see, only these 3 cards have training. But the Traveling Ministers are still also, I mean, even if they don't participate in training, but they are excellent in enabling these training triggers. Alright, so I'm cutting the Millipede, and I think the Cultivator Colossus is just not for this deck. And if I cut the Cultivator Colossus, I'm gonna cut the Cartographer's Survey, and now I'm gonna also cut the Reckless Impulse. I will splash 2 red cards with the help of 2 Weaver of Blossoms and the Nature's Embrace, and I think I will play 2 mountains. That means I have 2 kind of reliable ways to produce red, and then this is also quite reliable when I'm enchanting a land. It's quite unlikely that the opponent would kill this enchantment using some kind of a removal spell. I don't actually know if there's a lot of incidental enchantment hate in this set even. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. 2 mountains and a Nature's Embrace with the 2 Weaver of Blossoms, that should be okay. Now that does make my colors worse, because I don't have any Evolving Wilds. So if I'm gonna play 2 mountains, that does mean that I will have basic lands like 8 and 7 for green and white. That's really inconsistent, but I will make that sacrifice because of the Helena and Alina. And the good thing is that I don't need to play the Catilda and the Amdi Cathars, early. They are good later on. I mean, the Amtikatar's is I mean, this is always going to be a card you're going to play later on. But Katilda, while it's still decent on turn 3, it's going to be good later on too. So I will, because all my fixing, not involving the lands, well, the lands are not fixing because they only produce one color. But anyway, I have these green cards that enable the tapping, enable to get other colors. So I should be playing like 8 forests here and 7 plains, and then those 2 mountains. I could be a bit risky and play just 1 mountain, but I mean, whenever I draw this card, I do want to have, the mana available to cast it. It doesn't really do much if it's just in your hand. Alright, so that's still a bunch of cards I'm going to make here. What are the least important cards in here? How many spirits I have? 5. Yeah, I kind of want to have them for the Katilda. Hero of Hope. Laid to Rest. That is a bunch of humans. I have 13 now. Whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. That's no joke. But man, it is a lot of cards I need to make here. And I'm not gonna cut my mana fixes. I think the rural recruit goes away. That is an easy cut here. I also kind of want to just play 16 lands because I have only cheap cards, but that makes my mana even worse. This would be a very inconsistent mana in this deck if I just played 16 lands. Unless I'm just going to take the risk and play only 1 mountain. Because I definitely want to have 8 forests in this deck, and I don't want to play 6 plains only because of all these early drop white cards. And no matter what, I will be cutting 2 more cards. Maybe the Witch's Web is just gonna have to go, but I think I will need to cut a creature too. I kind of like the Witch's Web though, and I think the Ripsaw is maybe important here. It is also, well, no, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Fine, I'll cut the Ripsaw. Fine. And then maybe a creature that is, or some white creature here maybe. Usually maybe the Kindly Ancestor could be cut, but it is making the Katilda slightly better. So don't think I'm gonna cut it. So that is 18 creatures. I can cut a creature. How many humans that is? It is 12 still. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Laid to Rest, but yeah, the thing is that the second trigger doesn't really often happen. I won't be having many creatures with +1/+1 counters. The Sigardian Paladin won't be that great either, especially now that I also cut a rural recruit here. And also when I have this many creatures, I might be willing to play the Millipede. So I'm thinking about not playing the Laid to Rest and playing the Millipede instead. Does that make sense? That's like a one more big guy here. Oh man. Human you control dies. Now I will be getting some number of cards from it, but it is a 4-mana do nothing in a way that it doesn't really affect the board. Okay. Let's take the Millipede. I actually like that now that I have so many creatures in this deck. This should be naturally, even without any additional self-mill, this should often be quite a big creature, I think. And I will play 16 lands now. I have to just make that decision because 3 of my cards do add mana, and I don't need anything. I don't need a lot of mana in this deck. So now I will just have to have an inconsistent mana base, and that's just what I'm gonna have to live with. But what is the final card? I still need to cut a card. I like the flyer with the traveling ministers. I don't wanna cut any 2-drops. The Witch's Web is Maybe not necessary. I do want to keep the Amtikatas here. This is really tough now. Kindly Ancestor. It is tough. This is really tough, but maybe it's gonna have to be the Witch's Web. Maybe in the end. I don't want to cut the 2-drops because of mana curve reasons, and maybe it's the Kindly Ancestor that I should be cutting. The 2-mana trick is... this is tough. Sorry it takes so much time, but... Not really sure what is the correct play here. Man, this splash also makes things hard, because I have stuff like Nature's Embrace here, which I just wouldn't usually play. But, oh well, that's it, I think. I'm gonna just play this deck. With 1 mountain or 2 mountains? That's the question. I mean, I kinda do have these 3 cards that add red mana. And 4 sources to make the splash happen is usually enough. Maybe it's just 1 mountain then. But this is why I don't like splashing. I need to splash this bomb, and then this goes. I mean, while I'm splashing with the bomb, I can do the upgrade too. But this is just really why I don't like splashing. I hope I don't get too much mana issues in this event now. So I'm gonna play at least 1 mountain, at least 6 plains, and at least 7 forests. Let's say these are like the minimum requirements. And I would want to play 1 each of these. If I could play 7 plains, 8 forest, and 2 mountains, I would be happy, but then I would need to cut yet another creature here. Okay. Playing just 6 plains and with these, I mean with 15 white cards is just asking for trouble. Playing just 1 mountain is possible that I don't get to play these things, especially if I have like a Weaver of Blossoms that gets removed and then I don't find another way to get red. So I think I wanna play another mountain here. And now the question is, am I gonna play like a 7/7/2? This is like horrible mana base. So inconsistent, but I have so many white cards. I just have to get lucky, yeah. Just need to get lucky. Yeah. 7 forests. Well, I just need to mulligan bad hands. That's how it goes. 7/7/2. Yep, this is... I wish I had even 1 Evolving Wilds at least. That would be so nice. But this is the deck now. That's done. That is done. So now it's all about the mana, and you can see now why I hate this mana base. So I need to draw both the red and the green source for this. I don't even have my 2-drop available. This is, well, I'm gonna mulligan, just have to. And yeah, if you're wondering why I just don't do those splashes, this is the reason. I just hate, I mean, you just lose games because of this kind of stuff. But then I have to now. Don't even want to cut anything, but I guess it's gonna be the Fierce Retribution. I'd rather have I have 1 removal still, and if I just get a white mana here ASAP, I can at least start attacking 3 in the air. But yeah, that's absolutely a necessary draw, like the forest here. And I'm facing an opponent that curves out nicely, so maybe I won't even kill that thing yet. Okay, well that was a lucky one. I will have the Grief Rider here now. Now I need to just draw spells. No more lands, please. Well, there is a land. I'm gonna kill this 3/3 so the opponent can't raise me too easily. I guess I have now all the colors I need, because I do have a couple of double white cards in the deck. I have 16 lands only, so I have 10 lands remaining in the deck and 21 spells, so I should be drawing most of the spells. Okay, they have a qualifier. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? They're gonna train the trainee here, so am I gonna let them do that? Well, I mean, they're gonna train it anyway. I mean, it's not like I can stop that from happening. So let's raise in that case. Okay, they are not interested in that kind of stuff. Okay. So now I just need to draw all spells from now on. 10 lands, 20 spells in the deck. And opponent, well, they have a well-auto stance they can't actually use. Oh, they can if I don't draw a spell. Because it will become night if I don't draw a spell. And this is a 3-4, they can kill this for free. So I think I'm gonna have to actually, I'm kinda glad they attacked because now I can, it's too risky if I draw land, they just get to kill this for free. So I have to do it like this. At least it trades to some card they have. So there's that. Sure strike. And there's land, so I would have actually let them use the Valor stance. Am I gonna deal damage or gain life? I mean, I'm not gonna win with life, so I mean I'm not gonna win. Don't even have any blood tokens in the deck, man. This is so miserable. This is gonna be a 4-3 right away. So I don't have, you know, I can't win with damage here when I have all this 1-1 and nothing else. So 9 lands left in the deck, 20 spells. Well, it's at least it is night. So I have a 3-4 here, so they can't actually, unless they have more. Well, are they gonna have a kill spell on this thing? Yeah, okay. Let's go to next game. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. And yes, I guess I could have seen if I draw like a Halana there. Yeah, I just didn't like how that. I mean, had to mulligan because of the mana base and all that. So let's just let it be a lesson of making splashes without good fixing. And I would need like a evolving whites or something. Well, I do have the Halana now, but I mean, I have a 2-drop which I can't cast because of the mana base. I don't want to sound like the broken record, but this is really the reason these kind of splashes are just miserable to play with. My first drop will be a 4-drop, and I probably will lose the game before that happens because opponent goes 2-drop, 3-drop here. Now they can even start training that thing. Oh, do I even have the 4-drop? And by the way, this doesn't target itself. Look at this. I kept the hand with no planes because I had the Halana and the mana for it. And I kind of just hoped I would draw one of the planes, or at least one of the green cards I have. I still have them. But this is just gonna be an 0-2 result. I mean, because opponent has like a normal curve out. Look at this. It's just not possible to win anymore. They're gonna attack for 9 here. Maybe 10 with this thing. So that's a good way to demonstrate. Well, I mean, I guess I was already a bit unlucky. I shouldn't maybe be having that bad. I mean, I have completely unplayable games here. I mean, let's just hope I get even once a good draw here. Now I can play most of these spells, so that's at least good. So I'm gonna keep this now. I never saw the evolving wilds, at least not after the point when I found the Halana and Alina. Because I would have picked an evolving wilds like over most things. Not premium removal, like maybe another upgrade I would have picked over it, but I mean, I would have really picked an evolving wilds so high. Okay, so this thing gets +1/+1 from a human, but these are spirits. Let's play these first. Sadly, can't attack. They get mana from that thing. I can attack with the disciple if I play a human at some point, so I should. I mean, into this 2/3. At least I have the Heron of Hope. Okay, they have this thing which gets extra cards. Well, I can kill it with the Fierce Retribution, I think. So let's just... yeah, they will exile 2 cards when they draw, and then they can... oh, they have a Hala. Don't have a... oh, they have... okay. I was gonna say that don't have a mountain, but they don't need when they have a Weaver of Blossoms. Yeah. Halana has a reach, but they might just take the 2 here. I mean, it's a bit risky to block there. And now do I want to play 2 of more guys? I guess yeah, well, next turn I can... yeah, I would need to have it land though, but... I need to kill the Halana and not the Eruth. Although it's gonna be miserable because this Eruth is gonna get them cards each. Oh, they have now a Dormant Crow too. I have 2 Fierce Retributions, so that's like my chance. About this event. I mean, my previous 2 events were 7 wins, 7-1 and 7-0. So I guess an 0-3 here is completely fine. Oh, they get to have another good, because now this is gonna pick up 3 counters. So they have a 4/4 flyer here, and they have 2 of these amazing cards. I would need to kill them both. So I mean, I'm basically lost here. If I get my own Halana and Alina, but it's not gonna work. No, this was just a miserable. And I was here thinking that I could be even getting to the mythic rank now, which would allow me to start to get the wait a minute. Oh yeah, this gives as many counters as this thing's power is. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going down to platinum. Sorry, diamond tier 2 because I lose all the matches, all the games in here. Yeah, because this thing doesn't give 2 +1/+1 counters. It gives as many as this thing has power. So if they stack the triggers correctly. But yeah, you know, there's no beating this. That's just that's the event there. I mean, in the end, it's fine because now I can say that my previous 3 premier drafts have been 14 wins and only 4 losses. So of course I have ranked up a lot. But and I guess the opponent's draw in here was just insane. I mean, it doesn't matter almost what even if I had my own Halana and Alina, I would have lost to this combination of cards. The Dormant Crow plus Halana and Alina will beat me. I didn't draw the land for this Fierce Retribution, and the Eruth is gonna win them the game anyway. They get basically 2 cards. They don't always get to play them both, but it's still going to be, on average, they're gonna basically draw more than 1 card a turn. And I was already having trouble dealing with the 4/4 flyer here, so yeah, this wasn't a crazy draw. of course, I'm at what 0-2 and I'm facing this kind of draw. So no, there was no mercy in this event. But the first game was just about my bad mana. Second game also opponent had a very good curve out, but at least I could have, you know, tried to battle it if I didn't have the mana issue. So the first 2 games were just a result of this mana base. 7, 7, 2. Now I could have played a 17 land deck, cut something here, but it's just it wouldn't have helped that much. So whenever you play this kind of mana base, you need to get lucky in the event. That's just how it goes. You don't get to 7 wins unless you get extremely lucky. So I had 2 bum rares, but of course they don't help you when you don't even draw the mana for them. So that was that. I tried splashing now, and I won't be doing it again. Well, I will still pick Halana in future, and but I will need to. I don't know. It's really tough because this is such a good card, and I was red green. I had to upgrade to. I mean, I wasn't red green. I was white green. This was pack 2, pick 1, and I already had to upgrade the pick. I mean, the drafting was correct, but I'm not sure. Was I supposed to like not play these at all? I did have the Nature's Embrace and a couple of Weaver of Blossoms. I'm not really sure what I should have done here. I mean, I could have ignored the red in here and go with the human plan, maybe have the later rest and that kind of stuff. It's possible, but anyway, it's not enough talk now. I will try to get to the mythic rank still, of course. I have time to do that, but it's gonna be harder now that I just get not there. I got straight up to, I got 3 rank decreases. So I started with tier 1 with 2 of these progress steps, and I just went straight to tier 2. No mercy in that event for me. But yeah, at least now you see I will post all my drafts, so if you were wondering if I'm really having such a good streak with my previous 2 drafts, well yeah, they were 2 back-to-back amazing drafts and then followed by a complete disaster. So there you go. I will see you in the next video, which will be actually the next video will be a traditional draft, and then I will continue with the Premier after that. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.